In this video, I will show you how to copy content and set up different modifications within a Blackboard Ultra course. So what you're seeing on the screen here is a blank course. Nothing has been imported. This was just a brand new course that was created. My recommendation when you are moving courses from Blackboard Learn Original View to Ultra is to start with a blank shell. Then you can pick and choose what you elect to copy from your old course. The course I'm working on today is Nutrition and Diet. So I have access to the previous semester's course with all of the course information, resources, and assignments. So the first thing that I'm going to do is click on Add Content. And you'll notice that you have the option to copy content. When I click on Copy Content, I'll be brought to a list of all of the courses that I have that are available for me. Now, if you have a course that you would like to copy from that you have hidden from yourself in the course menu, you first have to go and unhide that course or make that course available for you to access so that it shows up in this list of courses. So I'm going to be copying from the Nutrition and Diet Fall course, the current course that's open right now. And I'm going to click on the name of that course, and everything that is available for copying will show up here. So at this screen, I can pick and choose the different things that I would like to copy. Now, when we move from Learn, the original view, into the Ultra view, we do not have to copy a lot of this Start Here information or the UAC information because that is already present for students on the home screen of Blackboard. So when I click on the Start Here, I'll see a course welcome, the general description of the course, webpage layout, and attendance policy. Well, Blackboard Ultra is set up completely different from the original Learn version. We don't have tabs on the side navigation panel where students would click on those, so we don't need to copy that. So you can click here for the course welcome and the attendance policy. You'll notice that they show up over here, and we will start copy. We'll be taken back to our original screen, and depending on what you are trying to copy, will determine how long it takes for those to show up. Now, if there are exceptions with your copy, you can view those exceptions here, and it will tell you, and usually the issues that I have seen with the exception report have to do with images or videos coming over a little bit differently in how they are linked, as well as some changes with font and formatting and font colors. So now you'll see that the course welcome is here from the original course. It has been copied over exactly how it was in the original course. And as everything is copied in, you'll notice that they're automatically hidden from students. Now, if you want to edit something, this is done a little bit differently than in the original view. In order to edit, you'll click on the three dots here, and you'll have the option to edit or delete. So when I click on edit, now I'm taken to the screen where I can edit. If you don't make any changes, you can hit cancel. If you make the changes, make sure you hit save. And then I can click right here and make this visible to students. Then I just click the X, and now I'm back to my home page. What I would encourage you to do is create a course welcome that has multiple pieces of information so that when the students click into this course welcome, they'll get all of the information that they need about that course. So what I like to do personally for my course welcomes is I rename it, course introduction usually, or I may rename it, welcome to nutrition and diet, for example. And I will put a little bit of information here about the course, but then you can add additional content items. So I can click this little plus sign here and I can add content. If I click on add content, that's going to bring up a text box. So I could potentially move my attendance policy information over here, or I could provide information about myself. I like to do a pretty thorough welcome to my students, including a picture there of myself and my family, especially for online classes, because these students aren't really going to have any face-to-face connection with you. And so giving them that welcome with a little bit of personal information about you and a picture where they can put a face to your name, I find helpful for students. So you can put that in here, or you can upload from your computer. So if you have a file you want to upload, like your syllabus or a picture of yourself, or yourself and your family, you can upload from the computer here. And once you click on that, you will just be able to select whatever it is that you, whatever file it is that you would like to add. So we've got kind of some initial things here copied. So let's go ahead and copy a few more things. So I'm going to click on my plus arrow again and copy. I'll go back to my fall course, click on that. Again, we don't need to include the UAC information because that is already included on the original landing page for students. So I'll go into my course resources folder, and here I can click to move the syllabus. Here is the link to the textbook. Here's a link to the attributions of this course, because this is an open, this course uses open educational resources. And so some other links here. So I'm just going to go ahead and select all of these. The nice thing about this is once this is copied into your course, if you decide that you don't want to have that in the course, you can always delete it. All right, so I've got everything in. There were some more exceptions with my copy. I can just X out of that. So now I have some other information here, the link to the textbook, a link to their diet diary, which is an assignment that they have to complete in this course. So I've got all of this information, but the way that it's currently set up here, the students would have to, scroll down and click on each one of these individually. And that's why I recommend making just one welcome page, kind of like a tab would have been in the past, and including all of this just on one screen. I'll give you an example of that once we finish copying things in. Now, if you decide that you want to delete something that you have copied in, all you have to do is go over here to the three dots and you can just delete that right out. Okay. If you want to rearrange the order, you just drag and drop. So if I want to move my syllabus up, I just drag that and drop it into place. The big difference for Ultra and the original Learn is the use of folders versus modules. In the original courses, we used folders to organize the course content, specifically the content, for the weekly assignments. But in Ultra, modules are much more user-friendly for the students, and so we want to put things in modules. So what I'm going to do now is create a module. So I'm going to click on my little plus sign here, and I'm going to click on create. And you'll see I get a whole list of different options that I have for creating. So I can create a module, I can create a folder, but again, folders are not as user friendly in Ultra. So I would recommend using the learning modules and not folders. I can include a document, which is just typing in a text box. I can include a link. We don't have currently these teaching tools. I can create a test or a quiz. I can create an assignment or a discussion or a journal. So I'm going to click on Learning Module. And once I click on that, I need to give it a name. So for this, I'm just going to name it week 1, whatever, And then you can provide a description. So this module provides an introduction into the study of human nutrition. So we'll just go basic. The one other thing that I really like about Ultra is you have the option to add an image. And you can do just a quick Google search for, open content or non-licensed content and find an image that pertains to the topic that you're going to cover that week or that unit and add that in here. And I'll show you an example of what that looks like a little bit later on. So then I'll click Save. And now I have my week 1 module. So at this point, I'm going to start copying over my weekly content information. So I will click on the module. You'll notice that you have the opportunity here. When you click, you'll be able to drop down and see everything that's in that module. So I'll click my plus button again, and I'm going to copy my content. I'll go back to my original course, and this time I'm going to go into assignments because this is the old assignments tab, and that's where my assignments are going to be found. So I'm going to go into this first one here, chapter 1 and chapter 12. So I'm going to click on that. And here is everything that I had in the course for these opening chapters. So I'm going to go ahead and just click everything here. And I'll probably have to rearrange and, move some of these things around. So there's everything, and I'm going to start my copy. And this is going to copy directly into the module that I've set up here. So now you notice when I click on my module, it drops down everything that was there. So you'll see that there's a lot of stuff here. And the reason for this is because a lot of these links here are videos. Because in the original Learn, it was difficult to find and embed YouTube videos. That is much, much easier now with Ultra. So what I'm going to do is rearrange this information and group it more together so that the students don't have to click on, 21 different pieces in the module. So here are my chapter 1 instructions. And this is basically kind of an overview. I always like to give this at the beginning of the week, just to let students know, hey, read through the links, read your textbook links, watch your videos, and then complete the chapter assignments. And then I tell them, what they have. And a lot of times I'll put a due date here or something. So this first link is going to be to the textbook. Okay. So the only thing that is included here is just the link to this textbook. So what I'm going to do, and I've started doing this and students have responded pretty well to this. I've used this in a lot of my other courses, and I'll show you some examples of that. So I'm going to create a document here, and I'm going to rename this Chapter 1 Learning Content. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put all of the learning content in here in one place for the students. So I'm going to put the links to their textbook. I'm also going to put any videos, other things that I want them to read, all in one document in one place. So here's how I'm going to do that. So I've opened this link. This is the first thing that they're going to read. So I'm just going to come back in, copy this. So Control C to copy. I'm going to come back and I'm going to go to add content. And I'm going to say read the chapter introduction. And I'm going to highlight here introduction and then click on my link button. I'm going to paste my link to my textbook here, click insert, and now I have the link for the students. So it's linked in here. It's not a separate item, and it will take them right back to the introduction. And the nice thing about this is all of the links open in a new tab. So you don't have to, select for it to open in a new tab like you had to do in the original view. All right, so I've got my introduction in there. So I'm going to just click out of this and kind of go back. So I've got the introduction. I've got that link already in there. That was the only thing there. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that out. So now my next little piece of their learning content here, I'm going to click on this. Okay, there's a couple of videos here. I don't want these to be on a separate page. So what I can do this one of two ways. But the easiest way that I've found to be able to put or embed YouTube videos in is I just look at the name here, what are macronutrients, and then micronutrients basic knowledge. So I'm going to close this, go back to where I'm building my learning content, and I'll click here. I'm going to add content, and then I go over here to the insert content button. And when I click on that and it drops down, I can select YouTube videos that will embed directly into the course. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to just type in the name of the video. And here is my video that I want to embed. So I just select that, hit insert, and now here is my YouTube video. So it's here right there for me. And you'll notice that there's a lot of extra spacing around here. So I just kind of like to clean that up so that there's not as much empty space around. The other thing that I would recommend is putting the web link here for the video. This is very helpful in making sure that we give credit where credit is due in case some of the videos are not licensed under Creative Commons. So then I just hit save. I'm going to do that for now. Then I can just click again, add content, and I'm going to find that micronutrients video. And I don't see the exact one that I had before, so I'm just going to select one to put in. Again, I just click insert, I clean up a little bit of that white space around, and then hit save. So now I have my videos here. Then I can go back. I see that my next thing is a link to the textbook, so I can open that, copy it, back to my learning content, and then drop in the next link here. And again, I can just, oops, not attachment. I can just click link, put the URL, chapter 1, and now there's a link again, and just save that. So I'm just going to continue building and basically put everything that I have from the learning content here so that there's one click for the students, and then everything is there for them that they need to read and watch. Then I have the assignments down here. So when we get ready to edit assignments, so I'll just click. So this is a quiz. So I click on the quiz and all of my settings are over here on the side. So I can just click the little gear icon. And this is where I can change the date. So I can just click on the calendar, move it forward to adjust my date for the new semester. If you don't allow students to complete work after the deadline, you can click this box here, prohibit late submissions. Here are your presentation options where you can display one question at a time. I don't recommend using this. It's harder for students who don't have great internet to get through an entire quiz without it freezing up. So I would not select this, but that is my personal choice. You can randomize the questions, you can randomize answers if you choose to. When you have a test, the points that are going to be here are based on the points that you have assigned to the questions. If you have an assignment, the default is going to be 100 points, and here you can change that if you don't want that to be worth 100 points. If it's a multiple choice, fill in the blank, true false type quiz or test, the assessment grades will post automatically if this box is checked. If you uncheck this, this means you have to go in and actually manually post the grades. Here you can allow the students to view the quiz, view their answers. You can turn on those. If this is a password protected test, like if this is your midterm or your final, you can add an access code here and it will automatically generate an access code that you can share with the testing center or the proctor. If you want it to be taken using the lockdown browser, you can access that here. If you want a time limit, you can do that here as well. For a rubric, this is for, assignments or discussions. You can build a rubric here. The goals section here, this is for assessment. So if this is something that is tied to one of the course outcomes or one of our program learning outcomes or college outcomes, you can link that here. If it is a written assignment and you want to check it against Safe Assign, you can do that here. And then you just click Save, and that is going to update your settings. And then, of course, you have to make it visible to students. So another assignment that they have here is an essay. And you'll notice here I have, the 50 maximum points. If all of my other settings are correct and I just want to change the points, I can click directly on that link and it will take me to the points section there. If I wanted to add a rubric, I can do that. It's very easy to add rubrics here. So I just scroll down to add grading rubric. And I don't have any saved in here, so I'm just going to create. And here I can name my rubric, assignment rubric or chapter 1 assignment rubric, however I want to name that. Maybe a discussion rubric. I create discussion rubrics and I use that, for all of the discussions in my course as an example. So here you just click on the little pencil and you can rename these. So I'm going to grade them, on content. I'm going to grade them on their citations, whatever the course, dictates or whatever you want to grade them on. If you want to delete any criteria, you just click on the little trash can. If you don't want, 4 areas here, you can just click on the trash can. You can also decide how you want to, if you want to assign this by percentage, or if you want to do a percentage range or a points range. I like using a points range personally. That gives you a little bit more flexibility. So in a points range, so like satisfactory would be, from 5 to 10 points. And then maybe unsatisfactory would be from 3 to 4 points, and then poor would be from 0 to 2 points. So that gives me some flexibility in how I want to grade. So maybe they did include the content, but it wasn't quite enough. Then I could give them, maybe 7 points out of the 10. And this box allows you to type your description for exactly, what that particular category of the rubric is looking for. So that is your option for creating rubrics if you choose to do that. You can do the same thing, on your discussions. So the other thing that is really different with ultra courses is the grade book. So when I go into the grade book, what you'll see is a list of all of the different assignments that are present. And setting up the overall grade, a lot of you may want to do this. What I have found in Ultra is that the grades are a lot more consistent and more correct than they were in Learn, because we know that we had some discrepancies with those. So you can set up your overall grade here, and you can, if you want to do this points or if you want to do this weighted, and then it will put everything. So like, so far there's 90 points in there. If there's anything that I don't want to include, I can just uncheck that. And then you can decide if you want the students to see a letter grade or if you want them to see their actual points or percentage or however you want that to be set up. You can also look at individual students here. Now this course, of course, doesn't have any students enrolled yet, but if you click on the Students tab, you'll see the name of all your students. You can click there and it will show you all of their assignments. The other thing that you have the opportunity to do, if you don't like it displayed in the list, you can go back to a table view by just clicking on the table here, and you'll see your students on the left side with the assignments and their grades there, and it will let you see exactly what needs to be graded. One thing I do like is you can send messages to students. You can create new message and you can send messages to the students. And when they log in to Blackboard, they will see a tab over here that shows them that they have messages. So they'll automatically know if you have sent them a message. With announcements, when you create an announcement, you can select, who to send that to. You can type in your message. And when you save it, it doesn't automatically send. You actually have to click the Post Now button in order to make that announcement show up in your course. So just be aware of that. The one thing that I do recommend is that you include due dates for all of your different assignments because they will show up on the calendar. The students can go to this due dates tab and they would see everything that was due in this particular month. Now, of course, I don't have anything set up to be due, but if I did, there would be a monthly calendar. So let me go back to August when those things were due, and they can see exactly what's due. And they can click on that and it kind of shows them, oh gosh, I've got 3 assignments that are due, at 11:59 on this particular day. So I hope that this has helped you with setting up your Blackboard Ultra course. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I can visit with you one-on-one if needed in order to help you.